welcome Harrison Hacks.
Hey guys, welcome back to Harrison Hacks. Today I'm going to be giving you an update review on the Hyperkin Cadet NES controller. I'm going to be playing a few games here with you guys and showing you exactly how it works, and I'll talk about it through some gameplay. So let's check it out. So I'm going to start by fighting Mike Tyson, and I think that's a good way to go about this. Just to see the responsiveness. This is hooked up through a CRT television, so there shouldn't be any input lag due to the television. As you can tell, it's hooked up to CRT. Let's see what's going on here. So that was me. If you guys watched my previous video on, I did an update on the Retrobit Dogbone style controller. So you can go ahead and check that out as well. Yeah. So one thing I noticed with this controller, the D-pad seems a little, I don't know, kind of wobbly to me. It's a little heavier than the Dogbone controller, but it doesn't compare to the official NES controller in the sense of the weight. Definitely doesn't have that kind of weight. It's got some nice grips on the back, and if you check out my unboxing video for it, I'll link that up in the top right-hand corner right now. They're a decent style controller. Now, one thing I would say about it is it's good for a lot of games, but for Mike Tyson to beat him, for me anyways, and I always give a personal review, I have put for this controller about 43 hours into this controller, and I have two of them, so that's combined between the two, and they seem to be still working well. It's a nice controller. It's not worth more than, I don't know, Canadian dollars, $10. I mean, I've got to be completely honest. It works well, but it gets the job done. To beat Mike Tyson, not going to work for me. Same with the Dogbone from Retrobit. To beat Mike Tyson, I like to use an official NES controller, and I could beat him majority of the time. So no input lag, everything's working perfectly. I'm going to test two other games with this controller. I don't have any like ghost presses or anything like that. Nothing weird. So it's working fine for here. So the other thing that I want to test it out on, where are we? There we go. So we're going to test it out on Contra, and let's see if that worked. Nope, didn't work. So I'm going to try it again. The D-pad is not the greatest on these controllers. So let's give it a go, see if it worked that time. Nope. And I find that sometimes, I mean, see, I'm holding down, but if I lightly just press to the left or the right, you can see that that's happening. It's moving my guy. I have to be straight down, and I'm straight down, and sometimes he'll just, I mean, very light press to move. So, not a fan of the D-pad on this controller, and I'm going to give that code one more try. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. Nothing. I cannot get that code with this controller. I'm sure if I kept trying I could. So, under $10, something to mess with, something for kids to just, you know, play NES, sure. If you're a real gamer and you want something serious, I would not recommend this controller, unfortunately. I actually prefer the Retrobit Dogbone controller to this. It seems to be more functional and work better. And you can see I'm beating the bridge no problem and stuff like that. And it's not a horrible controller. it's just not one of the better ones out there. I know a lot of people have had good experiences with these controllers, and I found when it was new, I didn't have as many issues as after I put in some time and actually used it. So the D-pad, like I said, it does feel kind of clunky, and also it just, when I'm holding down and I barely press to the right or the left, I mean, if I lift my thumb just a touch in those directions, I end up moving. So down and then just a touch. I mean, barely anything. So I'm not a big fan of this. And I'm not knocking Hyperkin. I'm knocking the Hyperkin Cadet NES controller. Both controllers have about roughly 20 plus hours into each, and both of them I'm experiencing the same thing with the D-pad. So I'm going to do a shootout video, and that's coming up in the near future, and that's going to be between the Hyperkin Cadet controller, the Retro-Bit Dogbone NES controller, as well as the official NES controller. And I'm just going to run through the differences, and you guys can check that out and go from there. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, have a good day.